Hi everyone, and welcome to Richmond's Place. We are so happy that you took time out of your day to join us on our journey and our progression of everything that we're doing here on our homestead. One of our biggest goals is to become as self-reliant as possible. We are learning how to grow as much food for us as possible, and we are soon going to be getting some meat chickens to grow some of our meat as well. This, however, is about 600 bulbs of garlic that my husband planted last year. We are hoping that that will be enough to last us throughout the year and maybe possibly sell some seed as well. Now back to the big garden. I'm using this tool to drill some holes and put compost inside of the holes. Just enough per plant because we need to amend our soil because our soil isn't the greatest out there right now. So we're using this stuff called Veggie Dew, and it's supposed to work really well. We'll let everybody know how this year goes. But it didn't have any smell to it like normal compost smells. It didn't have any smell at all. And the texture of this was a lot different too. It didn't feel the same as the previous compost that we had used last year. But I mean, it looks nice, so I guess we'll find out if it works or not. So like I said, we're only using like a cup of compost per hole because the stuff is expensive. And so this year I started out all of our plants from seed, and I mean all of them. I have not bought any plants from the store so far. This was one of our goals as well, to not have to purchase all the ones in the stores. I mean, some of them didn't do very well, some of them did, and I'm gonna wait and see how they do before I even bother to go purchase any. We're starting a lot of the seeds outside in the garden this year, and I'm just gonna, if I have a later harvest than normal, then I think that's fine. And this year we are planting more legumes in the soil to help out our soil health as well. So I'm planting a whole bunch of peas, sugar snap peas to be exact, for a very important reason. They're delicious. And pea plants have an extremely long root system, so it'll help loosen up the soil. Plus, peas, like most legumes, are nitrogen fixers in your soil. So I'm planting a lot of these this year because my soil needs a bit help. So I got my peas planted, my pumpkin pie pumpkins planted, got some buttercup squash planted, got some cantaloupe, some more green beans, and I got my San Marzano's tomatoes in on this side. So I'm doing pretty good so far. I'm gonna plan out the rest of this kohlrabi here. I've never had kohlrabi before. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. But I wanted to try it and see what it tasted like, fresh out of the garden. So this is my green stalk. And in here I'm growing some red Russian kale. I'm growing some mesclun over here. I got some strawberries. I'm hoping that these strawberries will come back. I had these in here last year. I got some more kale, more strawberries, and I also have some red acre cabbage over there. I got some more broccoli. So basically, I'm growing trying to grow a whole bunch of strawberries and broccoli in this green stalk. Because last year I grew mostly strawberries. This year I'm kind of wanting to push limits and see what I can and can't grow in here. So like I said, one of our goals is to grow as much food for us as possible, for hopefully that will last for a year. That not only includes the vegetables, but it includes our herbs as well, like oregano, thyme, rosemary, parsley, cilantro, I'm trying to grow as many herbs as possible so that way I don't have to buy them in the grocery store as well. And I'm using mostly my containers for all the herbs. So now we're moving on to the tomatoes, planting all the tomatoes that I started from seed. I'm so proud that they all lived. I already planted out some of my San Marzanos and my Romas I'm using those for my canning. And I'm also planting a lot more of like the beef steaks. I got some Oregon Springs. A lot of the larger sized tomatoes, like for slicing, because I noticed that the cherry tomatoes I was picking like every day and it took a lot of my time last year. So this year I'm growing more of the slicers instead of the cherry tomatoes. Although I am growing cherry tomatoes as well. But I'm also doing something a little different this year by planting basil beside the tomato plants, because that is supposed to deter the hornworms and some other pests. So I'm going to give this a try because I had a lot of issues with hornworms last year and the year before, and they can demolish one of your plants quite quickly. Speaking of demolishing plants, my chickens can do that too. But I give all my weeds to the chickens and they just demolish it. I mean, they'll have all of this scratched into the ground within, hours. So these are just some of the things that I'm interplanting with the tomatoes, like some zucchini, some broccoli, some peas, some more beans, lima beans. I'm trying pretty much a variety of everything this year that I'm just going to go ahead and throw them all together and see how they do. Even this pumpkin. Everything seems to be doing quite well right now. The strawberries, these alpine strawberries, are doing pretty good. And I also have some calendula and some dill that has reseeded itself. So I'm happy with that.
This over here is just my container garden. I planted some lemon balm, got some sage. That is my artichoke. I don't know if that's gonna do anything, but I want to give it a try. Got some cilantro and my lavender. I don't know about the lavender. It's still hanging in there, but we'll see. And then over here is just some more parsley. And this is my basil. It smells so good.
Now here I am using these red onion bulbs and gonna give these things a try and see how they turn out. We used these once before and we were unsuccessful in growing them. So this year, with a little bit better soil, we're hoping that we will have better results. If not, I'll go back to growing the sets, and I think that Walla Walla onions work the best for our area. So this year I'm growing some more flowers. I didn't grow anything but sunflowers last year, but I found some seed packets that my father had, and I planted some seeds in his memory. I think he would have liked that. So that's about it for our garden so far. Thank you for hanging out with me today, and stay tuned for future videos.